morning and welcome to Cover 2 Cook. We're on episode 189 as we're going to be talking about the two NFL games this weekend, the AFC Championship and the NFC Championship. We also have to give you an update on the coaching carousel as we have breaking news today for the Ravens hiring a coach. And then we have Anthony's vent of the day. Something came out on the LA Times, and Anthony's just got to vent about it. And finally, we have one last thing we got to talk about college football in the national championship, as people are apologizing because a movie star was shown. Come on, she's just a movie star. So we got a lot to go. Let's get it started.
Yeah, I was going to do a vertical jump there. Thank you, Sox.
Travel been to Indiana, and did Cover 2 Cook get you a good hotel?
Indiana? No, I'm in Louisiana. I'm here for Mardi Gras.
I know that this might be hard, but I don't know how much you remember Friday night since we left you damn near when you fell asleep.
I got my belly full, man. I was like, I warm covers and warm. I was like, I could go to sleep right now.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Jack Dorsey.
Final answer?
Yes. All right.
This is going to be a long fucking day.
Welcome back to Cover 2 Cook. We're on episode 189, and we got a lot to talk about with the AFC and NFC champion coming here. I'm here with Anthony and Tim. Let's get right into it. Tim, let's talk about the AFC with the Patriots and Broncos. What should we look out for?
I think for New England, can the O-line, especially Will Campbell, he has struggled in this postseason. Can they handle that Denver pass rush? Drake May has struggled with ball security. I think that is going to be a key. Nobody's really been saying a whole heck of a lot about this with the fumbles. I mean, he had 4 fumbles last game. Luckily, they recovered the other 2. He has got to cut that down because I'm going to tell you right now, Denver will take advantage of it. Slow down for Denver. Slow down Roger Stevenson as he's been the workhorse for their postseason. On defense, Stidham, make him a running quarterback. I think with New England. Make him a running quarterback because he likes to sit in the pocket. They have to slow down the running attack of Denver with R.J. Harvey. For Denver, win the line of scrimmage. They have to open lanes. They've got to get the running attack going. They really struggled last week against Buffalo's defense. They've got to get R.J. Harvey so that gets Stidham a little bit relaxed. He can not, it's not all on him. They can use a running attack, give him confidence. One good thing, you got to have a good early drive. I think they get them on their toes and think that offense can think that they can play with them because, you got this backup quarterback. I think on defense, they can't give up 30 points. If they give 30 points, they're going to get blown out. So that defense has got to get to Drake May. Vance Joseph has to get the defense early and get them going and play. They got to play better than they did last week. 30 points is a lot of points to give up. If they give up 30, I think Denver only scores 10. Ooh. So it's not good. So they've got to play better.
Yeah.
Okay. Anthony, what are you preparing for this game?
Yeah, so I trashed the Patriots the last time they played. I thought Houston was going to beat them and stuff like this. I've learned from my mistakes. I think the Patriots defense is a secretly good defense that nobody's talking about. I think they held Houston Texans. Yes, C.J. Stroud was throwing the ball up to nobody, but they also got a lot of pressure after C.J. Stroud. Can they do this now with the backup quarterback Denver has? Also on the other side, the Patriots offense went against the best defense, and they still looked okay in rainy, trash conditions. So can Denver bring that defense? Last time Denver played, I took the Buffalo Bills. And the Denver won. So am I going to learn from that mistake? No, I'm not. I'm picking the Patriots to win this game. I just think they are. I think the defense is better than what people are giving credit for. And if Drake May and that offense can get any momentum against the defense of Denver, it could be a long game for Denver.
Yeah, I hear you, Anthony. I've been teetering all day about do I think this backup is really gonna, step in here? It's a huge game to step in at for not playing yet all year. So it's just kind of he's got a lot to walk into. I'm also gonna lean towards the Patriots because, yeah, exactly. If you can take down the giant defense of the Texans, you got my respect. So I'm leaning towards the Patriots too. Tim, where are you going for this game?
New England is 9-5 against the spread and has covered 5 of the last 6 games this year, while Denver is 6-4 against the spread at home this year. We all know that they don't, it's Stidham is going to be, he's no Bo Nix. There's no, he hasn't thrown a pass in 2 years. He's no Bo Nix. I would feel a lot more comfortable with this game if it was, but I think Sean Payton has a game plan to make it work for Jarrett Stidham, and I think their defense will limit Drake May. So give me the Broncos, and this line has went from 5.5 now down to 4.5. I think a lot of people are trying to move that line to jump on the Broncos because I think everybody is jumping on the Patriots. So give me the Broncos and the 5.5. Broncos to the Super Bowl, baby.
Hey, I'll say one thing real quick. That home field advantage is going to matter in this game. It has to matter. Like a lot of these games, we saw the Seahawks, we saw the Chicago Bears. We saw when home field matters, and Denver's got to need it in this game. They truly this is what you wanted for a number 1 seed. This is the type of game. I wish Bo Nix was playing. I truly do. Because and he deserves it. He deserves to be in this moment. Also, if you're a Broncos fan like yourself, you want him in these games because you need to know that he can play next year, the year after, if we can make it to the AFC Championship.
Yeah.
This line also was, I think even the Patriots were given a 1.5 points, even if Bo Nix would have played. If Bo Nix, they still would have been underdogs at home. That would have been a pick 'em game pretty much, I would think.
Yeah. But when like what Lisa said, if you could sling the king, so I just we'll see.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard.
All right. Well, we also have the NFC Championship happening this weekend too with the Rams and Seahawks. Anthony, what should we look out for?
Last time these two teams played, it was Week 16 where the Seahawks would come back in a 16-point fourth quarter deficit to win 38-37 in overtime. But remember, this game was where the 2-point conversion that the Seahawks would get after a review, when they were almost lined up for the kickoff, they finally reviewed it. Charbonnet would pick it up. They said, well, he had possession of it. It was a quick recovery. Kind of questionable on that one. Even Sean McVay really kind of wanted to say something, but knew he had to be careful. Also, this is the game where the Rams would score a touchdown in overtime. Seahawks would go down and score a touchdown, but instead of just kicking the field goal and keep the game going, they went for 2, converted. They won this game by 1. The Seahawks have a great defense while the Rams have a great offense. This is a great game. When we're talking about matchups, this is the matchups. We've seen them. Every time these two teams have played, they've been great games. I think this game comes down to Sam Darnold versus the Rams defense. We already know the good defense and good offense of Rams, all that. This is Sam Darnold game. Can Sam Darnold take him to the next level? Real quick, this game will be loud, but it's not like the Rams haven't played here before. If you can remember correctly, the Rams are the last team to beat the Seahawks in Week 11. The Seahawks have won out since then. So can history repeat itself? It will not repeat themselves. Seahawks win this game. I think they are the better team. If that defense and that 12th man get involved, if they return a kick, this game's over day one again. If the Seahawks can get that the crowd in it, I think this is a good win for them. I also think Sam Darnold played really well last game. And if he could do anywhere half that, or if not better, yeah, the Rams are in for a day for sure.
Gosh, all season I pretty much have been voting against the Seahawks. I just don't think I've believed in Sam Darnold just because of all the conversations we have, and with him getting into high-intensity games, sometimes he can choke. So it's just kind of been like I've been betting against him. And now that Anthony's leaning that way, I really don't think I want to, because I'm surprised he's going Seahawks when he picked the Rams to be in the Super Bowl. But
oh, shit. Yeah, I forgot about that. Oops. Well, it's a win-win. I picked the Seahawks now. I look good here. If not, I picked the Rams to go to the Super Bowl anyways.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But I do think that 12th man proved me wrong last game. I mean, yes, obviously a high-intensity start last time, but you can't deny that is a loud stadium. So I think I'm also going to lean towards the Seahawks. I think I'm going to put my faith in Sam Darnold. Don't let me down. Tim, who do you have for this game?
I think the key is Matthew Stafford against that Seattle defense. I think Seattle has to do the same thing they did in Week 16 by playing zone heavy, and so that they can counter with the Rams' great core of wide receivers. For Seattle, Can Sam Darnold have success with play action and avoid the pressure? If he wants the success, they need to dial up pressure and counter Clint Kubiak's play action game plan. The Rams are 12-6 against the spread and 6-5 on the road, while the Seahawks are 13-5 against the spread this year and have covered 57% of the time at home. The underdog has covered the spread in 7 of the last 8 games against each other, and 7 of those 8 contests have been decided by 7 points or less. So, of course, the Seahawks, because of their defense, they have only allowed 19 points in the last 3 games, 1 touchdown. So give me the Hawks, and I'll give you the 2.5.
Yeah.
Here goes Tim again. His 2 teams that had the first round bye are still in it.
Exactly. If they both win, my prediction becomes true.
Yeah.
A lot of ifs in there.
Yeah, definitely. High risk here. All right. Well, let's move over to the update to the coaching carousel. And like Anthony teased, we got some breaking news that's happening here. Let's start off with Mike McDaniel becoming the offensive coordinator for the Chargers instead of his head coach. So he's gone back to offensive coordinator. We kind of saw that one coming. I'm going to screw this one up. Eric Bieniemy.
Bieniemy.
Bieniemy
There you go.
returning to the Chiefs. And then we have Tommy Rees becoming the offensive coordinator for the Falcons. And we have Brian Flores. He signed the extension to stay with the Vikings as the defensive coordinator. Now, Anthony, please tell me what this breaking news is.
Yeah, the breaking news is Jesse Mentor is going to become the Ravens head coach, as he was the Chargers defensive coordinator. So now another head coaching position gone, where we were saying, who's going to get these positions? I think this is a solid choice for them. I also just kind of sit there and be like, isn't the offense what was the problem? So are you going to go out and get a great offensive coordinator because that's what you need? The defense has always been solid for them, so I'm not really understanding that one. But, yeah, that's the breaking news we got today.
Okay. Well, Tim, any of these shock you?
Yeah, Jesse Mentor going to be the head coach at the Ravens. They got to go. I cannot believe that Lamar Jackson will sign off on this. I really don't. He's got to have somebody to help him out. You just can't. If you're going to go after a DC, why don't you just keep John Harbaugh then?
Yeah.
Because that's where he was. So, you went after another defensive coordinator? Why? Lamar Jackson needs somebody, an offensive mind. Todd Monken wasn't the guy there either for their OC. I don't understand it. I don't know what the Ravens are doing. I think this is a bad call. This is a bad hire, a very bad hire. Yeah. And another thing, too, is this is the first time the head coach will be himself as well. So now you're hiring a first-time head coach that came to be a DC. That I think that's a terrible, terrible call.
Yeah, well, and I will say, too, I looking at this, Eric Bieniemy, or whatever the hell Lisa says.
Yeah.
I think him going back to the Chiefs is good. I also think Mike McDaniel going back to an offense coordinator, that's what I don't think he wants to be a head coach anymore. I think he wants to be an offensive coordinator, so he'll be perfect in that situation. But the one that surprised me the most is Tommy Rees. I cannot still believe that this man is still coaching. After all these times, I've wondered where he's at, because I remember him at the Notre Dame days, and that was never that great. So now him having not a head coaching, but an offense coordinator position for the Falcons is very surprising in my world. Which Anthony and him have already been together.
Right.
And it didn't work.
Maybe he's got pictures of somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, because he gets it. I mean, he was the OC at Alabama.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. He must have something on somebody.
And Nick Saban got rid of his ass.
Yeah.
So I don't see. It's definitely different.
Yeah.
All right. Well, sorry about that. I had to rank at the charger. The iPad was down to 10%. All right. Well, let's move over to the other news coming out of the NFL today. The Bills news conference disaster. A lot of conversations about this. What happened in there, Anthony?
Yeah, so obviously the GM and the owner had a press conference kind of talking about what happened and why Sean McDermott got... And they pretty much trashed one of their players, Keon Coleman, saying that, well, this wasn't the GM. This was the head coach wanting this guy. Now there's video coming out of the GM literally at the draft combine, seeing Keon Coleman run and saying, well, this is good because now we can pick him because he ran a bad time. So you're saying that he didn't want him? The coach won? It sounds a little fishy to me. Also, at the same time, if you got to trash a player, what do you think is going to happen in that locker room? You think that they're going to be like, hey, we really like the GM or we really like the owner, because as soon as shit hits the fan, they're going to trash me as well? Awful look coming out of Buffalo. I love it because if you watch the last podcast, I said I hope they never see the playoffs again, and they are just right down the right track of just making sure that it's a disaster in Buffalo. But yeah, awful. And also, too, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, just don't say anything at all. Don't even go out and do a presser. Just let the media run with it. Instead, now you gave more ammo to the media, and we're like, you guys don't know what the hell's going on in Buffalo. So, bad look for them.
Which is such, disappointing, because that is such, a loyal and dedicated, passionate fan base for them to have to go through this. And, Josh Allen being a fantastic quarterback as he is, and then just having to deal with this type of drama, obviously that wasn't the type of move. That wasn't poor decision.
Yeah.
So, it's just disappointing to see, and it's probably going to affect them going into next season. But, Tim, what did you think about this conference?
There's sometimes that millionaire or billionaires shouldn't really talk to media.
Yep.
Because they don't have a clue how to talk to media. I think owners should stay away. I think the GM should talk less of the owner. Tell them the state of how the team is being, and just let it go that way. But when you got an owner out there that does not know how to talk to the media, this is what you get.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't be shocked. I'm going to do a hot take on this. Wouldn't be shocked that if next year it starts to fail, or in 2 years, Josh Allen doesn't say, hey, trade me.
Yeah.
Ooh.
If this is the kind of dysfunction that because the comments that he made sound like some that the owner of the Cleveland Browns would make, Jimmy Haslam. You can't make stuff like that. That doesn't go good for your ticket sales and your fan base. And your fan base is very loyal. And for you to come out and say stuff like that, going into a new stadium on top of that, it makes you just look like you don't know what the hell you're doing. And that's not good. To a really loyal fan base that has been there for thick and thin, this fan base is, some of them went to 4 Super Bowls and is still being a fan of yours.
Yeah.
4 Super Bowls.
And you got to think, too, the new stadium that everyone's talking about, all these season ticket holders are talking about how more expensive it's going to be.
Oh, yeah.
And they're not happy about that stuff. So you're not just adding to the off-the-field controversy that you have with the stadium. You're adding now into the locker room. You're changing, because there's Deion Dawkins that's brought up about, yes, he's learned from his mistakes. He's going to get better, blah, blah, blah. That's camaraderie. Instead, you go after him. And now there's been a Buffalo Bills wide receiver that came out in his defense and no, it's not on Keon Coleman. And it's just an awful look. I will say, though, the way that he just was I could talk about this. I was so confident he was going to say something intelligent. And then he just, the whole time. I was like, what an idiot.
Yeah.
And you say hot take about Josh Allen going anywhere? I think GM's gone next year.
Oh, if they don't, it's do or die for him.
Yeah.
Because he'll fire. He'll fire. If he's that way, so off the cuff, kind of slinging it. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, if he doesn't produce next year, he better find the right coach.
Well, and
if they don't,
they said that the reason that they did all this was because of how emotional the team was after the game. Because Josh Allen was emotional and saying he let go and stuff or he let down the team. Yes, you lost a playoff game that you probably should have won. But that isn't always on the head coach. Things are running stale here. Well, then go get someone. Yeah. Not a new coach. Go get a wide receiver. Go get a different running back. James Cook's good, but go get something that adds to something. But what did they do this offseason? Not shit. And then they expected different results. It's called insanity.
Exactly.
Well, I would also say it's like two sides of the coin. You have Josh Allen, who's crying in his press conference, he's the man of the people. Everybody believes in him. And then you have the rest of the administrative talking about it, and they just aren't there. They aren't understanding what's actually happening or what the people care about. And that's the storyline right there, is like, you're either there for the people and the fan base to actually win a Super Bowl, or you're there just to reel it in the money. That's how I see it.
Yeah, but I mean, real quick, Kansas City Chiefs are going from Kansas City, Missouri to Kansas City, Kansas, even though all these fans were there for all those Super Bowls and stuff like that. So these owners don't give a shit about you as a fan, which is why I will never take a step into a stadium, because I'm not giving an arm and leg just to see a game that I could see on TV and have a better seat because of how expensive it is.
Yes.
So piss off. And, honestly, and this this owner made Jerry Jones look like a saint, like with his comments, and that's wild.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. Well, now that we're a little fired up here, Anthony told me he's got event of the day. So buckle in, everybody. Let's hear what he's got to say.
Yes. So in case you guys have been on social media, you might see this little girl that's grabbing helmets and picking who's going to be winning in the playoffs, right? Unfortunately, she picks based on majority of people that don't know football, right? She picks the Packers because she likes cheese. She picks this team because of the color. It's like Lisa in March Madness, right? She picks the colors.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
But she hasn't done very well. Well, people felt that she needs to receive death threats now because of it. Absolutely crazy. And even your celebrities, Cardi B, right? Because she picked the Patriot, or the, she picked, I don't know, she picked Houston or whatever in this game. Cardi B making comments about little girl said we were going to win. Fuck that bitch. Oh, you said that? So this is where the event starts. If you have this much hatred, or if you're gambling because of a little girl deciding on this, you are an idiot, okay? This is the bad parts of social media. We want to talk about all the good things that social media can do. We have fun with this on social media, and we get hate our way. I'm a grown adult. I can take the hate. I might sometimes cry when I see some of these comments, but I can take it. But you doing this to a little girl that's just trying to get interested in football is why the NFL hates you as much, because they're trying to get everyone interested in football. Football's king. They want to go in different countries. They want to get women involved with flag football. They want to do this stuff. And instead, you're going to send death threats because you bet $10,000 on one team. Well, guess what? If you're betting $10,000 and you can't afford to lose it, then you're the scum that needs to be get erased from this. I hate this. I absolutely hate that this little girl and this dad, which are just having a connection, trying to just watch a little football together. Hey, you picked this team, they lost. And instead, you have to feel that you need to put it out there. Social media, as much as there's good in social media, there's 10 times more hatred in social media. This is why so many people don't put their kids on social media. This is why people don't even do this. When we talked about doing this podcast, that was the only thing that was hindering me of doing this, was because how many mean comments are we going to get? How many of this? I'm a grown adult thinking about that. This is a little girl, so chill the out. It's crazy. I cannot believe this. When LA Times put this out there, I was like, yep, there's always these dickheads in these worlds, and that's them putting death threats to this little girl.
And that's so unfair. Like, she's just a little girl. She's just having fun. The parent shouldn't have to turn off commenting just to have her daughter, out there having fun. Like, that's all it is. And for Cardi B to say something like that, or any type of celebrity or any type of person commenting, you're telling me you don't have a child at home or a daughter at home that's just trying to have fun, and somebody throws in a death threat and you think that's okay? That's not okay. Yeah. That's not okay. Tim, what are your thoughts on that?
It's disgusting. It really is disgusting, and it's pathetic. And probably half these people that put out the death threats are probably living in their mom and dad's basement eating Cheetos, and they got Cheeto Puffs all over their fingers. Get out of here. You know what? You know why? That's because people sometimes hide behind that stuff, and it makes me sick. And stop doing it. Like you said, the girl was they were having fun. Just like we talked about doing this just so we can see each other 3 times a week.
Yep.
Whether not in person, but on video. That's it. All they're doing is bonding to see if they can get some laughs. The girl doesn't know. The little girl doesn't know. I mean, come on. Give me a break.
And when when the dad posted this, it wasn't a thing to be like, we're gonna make millions off this.
Right.
We're gonna make money. It was just a moment of being like, all right, let's see who she picks. Which we do. We do this on March Madness when we pick our teams.
Yeah.
And 99% of us don't even pick it right anyways. So where's those death threats? So I am openly saying, if you want to send them this way, because I will knock you out. That is crazy. Absolutely crazy.
It is. It's sad. It's just sad. Very sad.
It is.
Yeah.
And that's why people don't put stuff up on social media too, because of BS like this. Come on, get a life. Get a life.
Well, and whether we get 1 view or 100 views, we're gonna keep doing this.
Right.
And like that's all that it is a like you said, a moment for us to be able to get together and do this. Also, it's because we are interested in it. This is a passion. This is also very fun for us because our lives, our work lives and stuff like this lets us get out of that for a little bit and just talk about a sport. I know Lisa joining, like I know this has been fun for you and the knowledge you've picked up from it. That's what happens when people that are maybe not played football their whole life or watched football their whole life and get interested. Then they start picking up, well, hey, there's this stat and I like this team because of this. And then it gains traction. Yep. Instead, you got dipshits out there like this that post stuff like this.
Yep.
Yeah, just trying to have some innocent fun. Why does everybody got a damper on that parade?
Yep.
Alrighty, well, I think we're staying on this vent track a little bit because when we move over to college football right here, there are some crazy things happening with this. Abella Danger apologizes for being shown during the national championship. Now, I'll just say this first. When the camera panned over to her, I had no idea who she was. I just thought she was in the student section.
Me either.
Oh,
Me either.
yeah. Okay.
I had no clue. Lisa, I swear to you, I had no clue who that gal was. I swear to God. I'm like, who is this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If only we could record the beginning of this podcast. Anthony goes, Abella Danger. And I'm like, who's that?
What?
She's a movie star, okay?
Exactly.
Hey, she's
God.
known for her assets.
Right.
So, no, I think this is absolutely dumb that she's apologizing for this. She wasn't asked to be on TV. You flashed over to her. She's a Miami student. She does attend the University of Miami. They flashed over for her, obviously, to get a rise. And now parents and significant others are obviously not very happy because probably 90% of the men go, Abella? And then the spouses are like, who's that again? Then you got to show them some movies. Can't play the sounds and stuff like that. But no, it's crazy. And ESPN's the one that hasn't apologized yet. The ones that actually caused all of it are ESPN. And also, too, ESPN, remember, you're in bed with Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
So let's not be showing Abella Danger and her in her bed than Mickey Mouse, because that might make you some millions of dollars right there, Mickey and Abella.
Yeah, most definitely. Tim, what did you think when you saw this apology? She doesn't need to.
Yeah, exactly. She's a student. Yeah, she's good looking. Yes, and yeah, she was emotional even when the game was going on and stuff like that. But everybody quite remembers or kind of forgets. Do you remember a few years ago when AJ McCarron's girlfriend was on TV?
Yep.
And Brent Musburger says, oh, maybe if you're an Alabama quarterback or your kids want to grow up to be quarterbacks, this is what you get.
Yep.
So, and they ended up having to retract. ESPN did come back and retract that a little bit. And I think even Brent did retract, came out with an apology. But I am kind of shocked that, and there's a lot of backlash. People making comments like, you mean to tell me you couldn't pick anybody else out of the crowd other than a star, adult film star? Come on. But they have been known to do that. Like I just said, AJ McCarron's girlfriend was shot under multiple times. Not just a one-time deal, but multiple times throughout the game. I think they were playing Notre Dame at that time too.
Yeah, I don't remember what that game, but I remember there was another one where I think it was him again, Musburger or whatever, when they flashed over to someone and they said, there's about 100,000 red-blooded Americans about to sign to go to Florida State. Yeah. And it was because there was this girl in a bikini top, right?
Yeah, right.
It has happened before. I don't understand the whole apology. Also, too, do your thing, girl. I mean, we're in today's world where there's OnlyFans, there's things like that. Come on. There's obviously money in it, and
Make that money.
I will tell you, the cameraman, he knew the hell he was doing, because I'm surprised that cameraman showed any other angle than a Bella Danger that whole game.
Well, and I'll tell you what, if anybody watched any Cubs games back in the 90s and 80s, Arnie Harris could pick out them gals out in the bleachers. Let me tell you.
Oh, he had his binoculars just for the bleachers. Like, that's a deep fly ball. What's in the stands? There it is.
It's a foul ball. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. The ball went actually behind the. Oh, but you see that in the. What is that, section G over there in the bleachers?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. It's called men being men, and you know what? I will say this: the football is a very man dominated. I do understand like we're trying to be inclusive to everyone. I definitely agree with that. It should be inclusive to everyone. But for her to apologize is ridiculous.
Yeah,
like, do your thing.
But
and
she's
honestly,
getting commented of like, she's probably getting trashed on the internet too for it. So she's probably like, to save face, like, I'm sorry, but she's got no control over that. It's not like she had a sign that said, "Put me on camera." Like, she was just for the game.
And you know what? I'm gonna vow to this. I'm gonna support her. I'll watch one of her movies. I'll let you know. I'll see what all the fuss is about. You know what I mean?
Are you aware what the temperature's supposed to be this weekend?
Yeah. Woo. Yeah, that house might be pretty hot.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
All right. Well, enough fun for today. This is episode 189 as we talk to NFL. I cannot get over Lisa staring at me right in my soul. Like, I have to end this podcast.
Anthony, one question before you get off. I got a question from one of our viewers and asked them, how come you guys are in two separate rooms when you do this?
Because it's hard to record as one room. Like, we've done it before in the past when you came. Yeah. And I do think it's something that we will try to find a way in the future. But then, like, even if we're in the same room, we still have to look at a monitor that has you being 300 whatever or 100 and some miles away or whatever the hell the distance is. But like you being that far away, we would still have to look at it. So maybe in the future we'll change it. Otherwise, they can clip to this part right here and say this is why we're in two separate rooms, because I'd be getting smacked upside the head right now. So,
because the person asked me, he goes, he's one of yours. He's a male. He goes, well, don't they live together?
On the days.
and I'll tell you,
probably after this weekend, probably not.
98% of the time, I run after the podcast is over. Like, run around the house to get away from her. No, I'm just kidding. But, all right. Well, that is episode 189. We talked NFL of AFC NFC Championships, coaching carousel, and Anthony's vent of the day. And also, don't forget, vow your alliance to a Bella Danger and make sure that you respect her. If you like what we do, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Have a great weekend. It's supposed to be like negative 30-some degrees where we're living at, windshield. No reason to be outside. Stay inside. Make sure your heat's working and make sure your internet's working so you can watch the football games. Have a great weekend. We will be back on Monday where Lisa and I will recap the AFC and NFC championships. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you on Monday.